Let's go. Who dat? What's up, everybody? The New Orleans Saints, the most points scored in an opener in franchise history. They absolutely suffocate, pile drive, decimate, annihilate, obliterate, emancipate, and any other pate you want the Carolina Panthers 47-10. Friggin' who dat, y'all? I'm going to tell you what, I and everybody else spent this entire offseason talking about how bad this team was going to be. I picked them to go 6-11. I said they got to get this one, and they well got it. And they did it in as impressive a fashion as you could possibly imagine. Now, I'm going to say one thing. That's got to be said first and foremost. The Carolina Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. Bryce Young is as comically inaccurate a quarterback as I can remember. You beat the hell out of a bad football team. All right? Carolina's bad. Let's just clear the deck. Carolina is a bad football team. Okay. Now that we've said that, that's still a team made up of professionals. That's a team made up of professionals. And the handicappers in Las Vegas had the Saints a 4-point favorite. Sharp money came in this morning on Carolina, knocked that down to 3.5. And there's a lot of people that like Carolina in those points because not many people high on the Saints. And I've called Derek Carr the emperor of empty yards since he arrived in New Orleans. He threw for 200 yards today, 19 of 23 for 200, 3 touchdowns. Incredibly accurate, on point, efficient. Loved it. Every one of those yards today was anything but they were filled. They were not empty yards. They were relevant yards, all of them today. Congrats to Derek Carr, an awesome performance. Hey, look, I'll say it every single time. If you're gonna criticize when it's warranted, then you got to give credit when it's warranted. And they were awesome today. We can credit every single phase of the game today for the New Orleans Saints was awesome. We'll talk about the offense. We'll talk about the defense, special teams. Don't get it sideways, y'all. The Saints forced 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. By the way, you almost had another forced fumble on the play at the goal line where Bryce Young fumbled in the end zone. They reviewed it, ultimately ruled it a touchdown. But yes, Bryce Young threw an interception on his first pass of the game. Horrendous. The interception that Jordan Howden got was a horrendous throw. But still, your defenders were in position to make plays. You had the forced fumble that you recovered, and then obviously almost another one in the goal line that was ruled a touchdown, the only touchdown of the day for Carolina. On top of that, how about special teams? Blake Grupe, 4 for 4 on field goals, including 2 from beyond 50 yards. We talked about how his job was up for grabs. Charlie Smith or Smythe Smith, whatever you say, the English guy. He was great in preseason, was making them from 70 yards in training camp and practices. But ultimately, they stick with Blake Grupe. He rewards that confidence. Remember, last year, Blake Grupe missed the field goal against Green Bay that cost you that game. Yes, I mean, we can go through the whole game, but ultimately you were in a position to win that game. Grupe had a shot to make a field goal. He missed it. Ultimately cost you a game that could have potentially cost you the playoffs. He was awesome today. How about Juwan Johnson? Not only had a touchdown catch, but a blocked punt today. Darren Rizzi going absolutely bonkers after that blocked punt. You were awesome in all 3 phases. Your defense was fantastic. Yes, Bryce Young stinks, but your defense was fantastic. The Carolina Panthers today, and Dave Canales, I get it. New head coach who's also calling the plays, new system, all that stuff. Carolina had 11 first downs, 193 total yards. Carolina ran for 58 yards, 2.9 a carry. They threw for 135, and I get it. You get behind, you got to throw the football. You're playing catch up. So I do understand that they became very one-dimensional, but even one-dimensional, the Saints defense continue to make plays. How about Alontae Taylor? 3 sacks on the day. He becomes the first defensive back in Saints history with 3 sacks in a game. Demario Davis had a sack as well. They were awesome in every phase of the game. Offensively, though, it's where I want to talk. I want to talk about the offense. 47 points is incredible. It started from jump. Derek Carr hitting the deep ball to Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed has shown he is each his first 2 years. He exploded as a rookie, stepped up last year, had over 700 yards. He is every bit a 1,000-yard receiver, and he showed it today. Awesome to see from Rashid Shaheed. Okay, here we go. Backpack off. As soon as Daddy finishes the show, we're going to go for a ride to the mall. And we're going to say, who dat? Hey, you want to tell everybody who dat? Hey, you want to tell everybody on Dad Show who dat? No. Hey, wait, come here. Come tell them. Come tell everybody. Hey, who won the game today? Who won the game? Saints. And what do we say when the Saints are playing? Who dat? That's right, who dat. You darn right, that's who dat. All right. So the thing offensively that I think is most impressive, we could talk about the receivers. We could talk about Derek Carr. He had a great day, very efficient day, and I'm thrilled for that. But y'all, the biggest question, what is it? Say it out loud. You're watching live, you're watching on demand. I don't care. Say it out loud. What was the single biggest question we had for this New Orleans Saints team? We all know it. Say it out loud. The freaking offensive line. We've talked about it forever. You're losing 3 starters. You got a rookie starting at left tackle. You've got Trevor Penning, who is a borderline bust, starting at right tackle. You've got Lucas Patrick starting at left guard, who, by the way, got injured in this game, and Landon Young went in for Lucas Patrick at left guard. And the New Orleans Saints today ran the ball for 180 yards, 37 attempts for 180, 4.9 per carry. If you want to look individual, Alvin Kamara looked like a resurgent Alvin Kamara, the same way that Christian McCaffrey, when he left Carolina, went to San Francisco in this offense, had a resurgence of his career. Kamara, 15 carries, 83 yards, a long of 17. It's not like he broke off a long with to skew it. 15 for 83 and a touchdown. Had 1 touchdown called back as well. Averaged 5.5 per carry. Here's why that's significant. I get it's a small sample. It's just one game. 5.5 yards per carry. As a rookie, Alvin Kamara averaged 6.1. Since then, he has never averaged more than 5 yards in a season. In 2020, the COVID year, he averaged 5.0. Since that COVID year, 3.7, 4.0, 3.9. He has been a descending player, a declining player statistically the last 3 years since the COVID year. When you see Kamara in this stretch offense run the way he did, getting the zone run concepts, which we've heard about all this offseason with Kubiak and what he's bringing in, you go see Kamara do that today. All of a sudden you go, okay, I get it. That's what it means. I got to reference something that John Stinchcomb said on AFR. Former Saints offensive lineman, of course, John Stinchcomb, who was a Pro Bowler, right tackle on the Super Bowl team. And we talked about this offensive line and some of the issues that they had. And obviously throughout throughout training camp and throughout the preseason, they weren't great. Still had major issues. But Stinchcomb made a point, and he deserves a ton of credit for this. I'm going to go pull this audio from Monday. He said, Kubiak's, yes, you have deficiencies on your offensive line. There's no doubt you have deficiencies. But Kubiak's offense is built to mask those deficiencies and magnify the things they do well. And you saw it today. How many times did you see your athletic lineman in space running with zone concepts in the back, just following the lead, almost like a wave, right? I hate to say it, almost like a swinging gate. Like it was just like a wave of defenders going, and you let your athletic defenders get in space, and you let your athletic running backs find their seam and get upfield. How about the play when Kamara turned the corner around right end? They spotlighted Penning on the broadcast, getting in space, kick out block. That's what he does well. Yeah, Penning had a holding penalty today. It wasn't flawless, but you went and scored 47 points for a team that we were looking at all offseason going, your offensive line might be one of the worst in the NFL. You have a weak wide receiver core after your top 2 guys. How is it going to look? Oh, here's how it looked. You went out and put up 47 points, a franchise record in an opener. And they mentioned on the broadcast as well, the only other time they scored 40 in an opener was 2009. Saints on the day put up 379 yards. Yes. The Carolina Panthers are a miserable football team. That is a bad team that you beat. But I don't think the New England Patriots are any good. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals today on the road in Cincinnati. There are examples. Everyone was high on the Atlanta Falcons. And the Atlanta Falcons getting Kirk Cousins, all the talent offensively. Has that game gone final yet with Atlanta? Atlanta and Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers, who nobody's very high on. Pittsburgh went into Atlanta today and won 18-10. That Kirk Cousins offense went and scored 10 points in their debut. New New coach, new system. Arthur Smith's out. Here comes Kirk Cousins. You got a new system, and boom, you score 10 points on your home field in your opener against Pittsburgh. It's the NFL. Everybody are pros. Everybody has pros. Everybody's good. You go blast someone 47-10. Yes. You should celebrate that. So I ain't looking at the comments yet. I know there's going to be a lot of ripping on me for Derek Carr takes and Dennis Allen takes, and you should in this one game sample. Can I extrapolate it? No, not as of right now. Because guess what? The gauntlet's coming. The gauntlet is coming. Next week, you're going to play Dallas on the road. Dak got his contract today. Dallas is probably the best team in the NFC East. We'll see. Then you're home against Philly, who looked really good, beating Green Bay in their opener, scoring over 30 points. Then you're on the road against Atlanta, which looks winnable. Then you're on the road at Kansas City, which is going to be tough. But you lose to Dallas, Philly, beat Atlanta on the road, lose to the Chiefs, start 2-3. Then all of a sudden, you got a little stretch where you can maybe make some hay with Tampa at home, Denver at home, at the Chargers, at the Panthers, home against the Falcons, Browns, Rams. You got a little stretch there where you can make some hay if you could just keep your head above water here in your first 5. What a way to do it. This is one you absolutely had to get. Given the schedule, this is one you absolutely had to get. Not only did you get it, you got it in emphatic fashion. It's just one. You know now that you put out film, other teams are going to look and see what the New Orleans Saints are doing, what Clint Kubiak's offense looks like, what they're doing, and how they're going to adjust. That's going to be a huge part of this. How do they adjust? But you run through this day, Alontae Taylor, 3 sacks, DeMario Davis, a sack, Jordan Howden got an interception in the ball game. Hey, bud, you block Juwan Johnson, blocked the punt. How about Juwan Johnson with a touchdown grab after missing most of training camp? How about Foster Moreau, the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone through traffic, got absolutely crushed in his ribs, hung on to the ball. That was awesome. You had the deep shot to Rashid Shaheed, the rushing touchdown for Alvin Kamara. Just an awesome day, man. An awesome day all the way around. Blake Grupe 4 for 4, including 2 from 50 plus. All 3 phases. You were absolutely sensational today. It's A+ across the board. There's literally nothing that you could critique on this day. Everything worked. Dennis Allen, his entire career, has been a good defensive coach. I expected them to be good defensively. They are good defensively. If you want to look at something, I mean, Cam Jordan had 1 tackle in the game. I know we got to look at that, but I'm going to tell you one of the things that I absolutely loved. There was a point in that game when they went to third down rush packages. They kept Cam Jordan inside next to Brzee. You had Granderson and Chase Young on the field. That was so impressive to watch that defensive front. I love that look. You get impact guys. You get a rusher on the interior with Cam, and you get your 2 best edge rushers right now in Chase Young and Granderson on the outside. There is a there was a lot to like. There was a lot to like. So what did I say? NFC East? Did I say NFC East? Dallas, NFC East, right? What did I say? Did I screw something up? Anyway, whatever. And I just looked at one of the comments, and someone made a comment about my headband. If you got a problem with my headband, I got a problem with you. Because I love DeMario Davis, the man of God headband. Whenever the NFL said he couldn't wear this because he was selling these to raise money for his charity, and the NFL said he couldn't wear it, I said, bleep, you went and bought one, and I'll wear it every Saints game day now. You come to my house ever for a Saints game, I got this on ever since the NFL decided to NFL and not let DeMario Davis wear his headband. So the other thing I would wear if I wasn't wearing this is my Parish Construction and Roofing hat. So, y'all, storm coming, supposed to make landfall sometime this week. We are right in the target of it. Our crews over at Parish, we're taking, if you want to get an inspection now before the storm, you can do it. Go to parishbuilt.com. I got Parish pinned in the chat. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Can I wear them both? Can I wear Man of God and Parish? All right, I got to take Drew to the mall. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, good. Triple E said, I love the headband. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. JB said, Groupie surprised me. Hey, man, 4 for 4 today, 2 of 50 plus. Give him a ton of credit. This was a bummer. Lattimore looked like he pulled his hamstring. I was following Ross Jackson from the press box on Twitter. By the way, go read, if you haven't yet, louisianasports.net. All of the content will be up there. Totally free content. Never a paywall, just free content. Saints, LSU, SEC content, louisianasports.net. Bookmark it. I just posted in the chat. So grab louisianasports.net, make it part of your daily routine. Let's see. Rex said AFR topic when his fake hopium wears off, it's only Carolina. Love you, Matt. You should stick to LSU. Rex, I'll tell you what, you can kiss my white ass. And by the way, it's not morning scone, so I can curse. I've been a New Orleans Saints fan since the day I was born. I was born in New Orleans. Families had season tickets since 67. I love the Saints. I love the Saints as much as I love to breathe. I will always be a Saints fan, but I will always be honest. If you tell me to stick to LSU, you can kiss my ass, because the bottom line is I love that team. I know the ins and outs of that team, and I'm never going to bullshit you. When I think they're good, I'm going to tell you. When I think they stink, I'm going to tell you, the same as I am with LSU. And the bottom line is, I don't know that I think this Saints team is going to be awesome, but what they did today was awesome. And if I'm going to criticize them when they're bad, you damn well better believe I'm going to give them credit when they're good. I'm not going to downplay what they did today, because every team in the NFL is made up of 53 NFL football players. Every team is made of pros, and I will give them their respect and their credit. They deserved it today. And I am hopeful that we can see them build upon this and prove everybody, including the odds makers, wrong. Odds makers in Vegas, the people that get paid to do this, had the Saints at 7.5. So I would love to see this New Orleans Saints team be a replica of what we saw today over the course of 17 weeks. You played a miserable football team today, but you were awesome in every phase. Let's see if they can keep it going. Any word on Morrow? Yeah, man, if you watched it, just watching enough MMA over my life, he went blacked out temporarily. I mean, you could see it when he got tackled. His head hit the turf, and then you could see when he got to try to get up his wrist, he like turned over his wrist and he went limp. So I mean, that happens sometimes, man. You get hit on the button and boom, you just black out. And I think he blacked out temporarily. So, in any event, man, he got up. He went to the injury tent. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I mean, Foster was awesome today. The touchdown catch he had was phenomenal. The catch he made on the play where he got hurt was a great catch on the sideline and took a big shot for it. But that was awesome, man. Foster's touchdown catch was awesome. The day was awesome. Not that he got hurt, but hopefully he's okay, man. But probably one of those things you'll see where he probably blacked out whenever he hit the ground. I've just seen that so many times in MMA. Dudes get punched on the button and they just black out for a second. So that's probably what happened to Foster. We'll wait and see what they say. There you go, man. Love your headband. God is great. Yes, he is. And dude, I'm telling you, man, this is DeMario Davis, man. It was whenever, if y'all remember a couple years back, DeMario was wearing these headbands, the Man of God headbands. He was selling them for his charity. The NFL told him he couldn't do it. When they told him that, I said, bleep that, bought one. I wear it every Saints game day now at home. You come to my house, this is on my head. And by the way, it's reversible. It's reversible. But you can read the whole thing when you wear the gold side up. That's why I wear the gold side up, because you read the whole thing. Anyway, all right. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. Smash that like button. If you're there on YouTube, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all for being there. Who dat? What a great day, man. Saints win. Falcons lose. Saints beat the Panthers. So wait and see with the Bucks here. Bucks currently 3-0 on Tampa. That's Jaden Daniels' debut, so we'll see. But I mean, it's a huge win. Not only was it a big win, 47-10, it was also a division win against the Panthers. So when you start thinking about tiebreakers, yes, head-to-head matters. I don't think you need head-to-head against Carolina, but head-to-head and then division record as well. So you get a big division win at home, one you absolutely had to have. Trivia Carter, the Nature Boy, said Chris Olave kind of disappeared. I don't care. Like, here's the thing. This is the great sign, man. If a team wants to scheme to take somebody out of the game and Olave disappears and you still score 47 points, like, okay. By the way, Jamal Williams, beautiful touchdown run at the end of the game. I loved seeing Taysom Hill in the tailback spot. We heard Clint Kubiak say they were going to use Taysom in a little bit more versatile role. Olave had 2 catches for 11 yards. Okay. Shaheed had 3. Foster had 4. Kamara had 5. Juwan Johnson had 2. Jamal Williams had a catch. Olave tempted. Hill, Means had a target, not a catch. But 8 guys, 8 different players had a catch. Spread the ball around, man. You got 8 different guys a reception. Derek Carr was accurate. He threw the deep ball accurate to Shaheed to begin the game. He picked his spots. He didn't throw for a ton of yards today, but it didn't matter because everything you did worked. Carr was 19 of 23 for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, I didn't need Derek Carr to throw for 350. That's when we talk about the emperor of empty yards. Throw for 350 and a loss. Give me 19 of 23 for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, and go run for 180. I'm telling y'all, we can talk about Carr. We can talk about Shaheed. You can talk about the passing offense. The thing is that the Saints ran the ball 37 times for 180. Y'all, the New Orleans Saints were 27th in the NFL last year in rushing offense. The New Orleans Saints were 27th out of 32 in the NFL last year in rushing offense. You went out today and ran for 180 as a team on a team that's got Derek Brown in the middle of their defense. Yes, this is what we've heard about all offseason was the zone rushing concepts that were going to help get your athletic offensive linemen in space instead of just a between the tackles attack, which you saw a lot of with Pete Carmichael last year, which you're pounding Alvin Kamara between the tackles. Instead of running Kamara between the tackles, you got your athletic linemen out blocking in space and let Kamara run with them like a wave. That's the concept that they instituted. It's what you see Christian McCaffrey do in San Francisco. It was awesome, man. It was so fun to watch. I get it, man. If someone's just jumping aboard, I get it. There's part to say, look, it was Carolina. They're terrible. I get it. Carolina is terrible. But everything in context matters. That's still an NFL team. You scored 47 points, the most points in the history of the organization in a season opener. That was awesome, man. So shout out. And shout out to Bergman, who said, love all your shows, Matt. You rock. Well, you rock. I love you. Dylan Smith loves the headband as well. Thank you so much. Triple D, hope the Saints prove us naysayers wrong. Listen, the bottom line is, I'm going to end on this because I got to go take Drew to the mall. And from heretofore, whenever we're doing our post-game shows, I'm usually going to be driving to the mall with Drew like we always do here. It just happened to, our timing worked out where Drew was finishing his backpack feed before we left, and y'all need to know all that. Anyway, so from now on, when we do our post-game shows, which we always do here, it'll be while I'm driving to the mall. Ultimately, the worst part about I've repeated this a million times over my career. The worst part about being in the opinion media is giving opinions, because when you give opinions, you're going to piss somebody off no matter what. Do I want the Saints to go undefeated, win every game, win the Super Bowl? Absolutely. But my job is to give opinions and be honest. And I looked at this team having a terrible offensive line, a weak receiving core, a mid quarterback, lower mid tier, upper bottom tier starting quarterback. On average, that's what Derek Carr is in his career. A good defense, but an aging defense, and looked at him and said, that's probably a 6-7 win team. I picked him 6-11. Vegas has him 7.5 as our over under. I would love to see the Saints go be awesome this year. My opinion is what it is, given what the information we had at the beginning of the season. This was a great start for the New Orleans Saints, unequivocally. Now, listen, if they come out next week and they lose to Dallas 35-6, it's going to be a very different tenor. But all I can do right now is react to the information we have. And the Saints just beat the holy hell out of Carolina Panthers 47-10. They were awesome in every phase. They were well coached. They were efficient offensively. They blocked well. I don't even think Derek Carr got sacked today. Let me see. Did Derek Carr get sacked today? I don't think he did. He did one time. Who got the sack? Leota had a sack. I didn't even remember that. Derek Carr got sacked one time. That was the only hit on Derek Carr in the game. The only hit on the entire game, the only hit on Derek Carr was that one sack by Eku Leota. That's it. Your offensive line was great. Your receivers got over, not just your receivers, but your pass catchers, your tight ends, your running backs. Your defense was fantastic. You held Carolina to 10 points. Your special teams were great, like we talked about. Awesome. Just awesome. Go do this again. Go do this again next week. Oh, that's right. That's right. It was when Derek Carr, thank you. That's what it was, Joshua. It was when Derek Carr was scrambling, got tackled behind the line, so it counts as a sack. Thank you. All right, y'all. I got to go. Got to go take Drew to the mall. Who dat? Enjoy the rest of your football Sunday. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page. Well, I'm not on Facebook. I'm just on YouTube right now. Remember, Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. I got Parish pinned in the chat, y'all. Storms are coming this week. If you have a roof issue, people say all the time, I don't turn on super chats. I don't want your money. I don't want you to pay me anything. I don't want any of that stuff. You know how you can help? You need a roof? Call us at Parish. That's what you could do. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Support our sponsors. I happen to be a part owner of Parish, so this is what you could do. And if you're interested in an inspection now, like getting on the list now, you can do it. Go to parishbuilt.com, fill out the form on the homepage, parishbuilt.com, Parish Construction and Roofing. Okay, y'all. Who dat? Have an awesome day. Let's go.